Hi, everybody. What's going on? It's me, Owen. I haven't titled this one yet because I'm recording it. I don't have to title it without the live stream, but it's going to be a very, very good one. We have a home run by Mountain Bear and then another home run by Anchor Bear. You know, Mountain Bear he did it extremely. He did way faster than Family Guy does with like $1 billion. So I don't know why I just said finally. But Mountain Bear animated Pol Pot and Anchor Bear made, and if I look a little sweaty, I just worked out. I'll explain in a second. I have a toothache. Let me just explain first. So I have an excruciating toothache. I've had a sensitive tooth for a while, and now it's like, wake up every hour, whimpering type pain. And one of my buddies told me about honey. And guys, it's been miraculous. Like, it's only been a day for that level of pain. If you cake your tooth with organic honey, the pain goes away immediately. It comes back every couple hours, but it's like a great way to fight infection. It's just awesome. I've been using colloidal silver and exercise. I think it's because I always view everything as a blessing. As Paul from Pockets of the Future says, misery is a divine blessing. It is. It's like, okay, so what is this supposed to tell me? And if I get my blood out of my head, it's very metaphorical. If I get out of my head and get into my body, that's why it's so bad at night when I lie down, because the blood goes into my head. But if I move my body, the pain goes away. And if I, cover it with honey, you're taught that honey gives you cavities and all this stuff. Nonsense. The only reason I have this is because I had a filling from a dentist when I was like 15, and it just always caused problems. And so I don't like dentistry. I mean, I'm sure that my wife swears by it. She said that she had a root canal and all the pain went away and it was awesome and good for everybody that likes it. I don't. I think that every time I went in, they said I had a cavity, and I don't think I did because I haven't been back in a very long time. If the pain gets too bad, I'll go to a dentist, but I want to try all my options first. But anyway, so the blessing is it's really going to motivate me to exercise because when I'm swinging a kettlebell, there's no pain. It's awesome. But that being said, it's brutal. Like, I've been a whimpery bear. All right, so anyway, Mountain Bear hit a home run. Anchor Bear, this song is incredible. It's a Beartaria Times song. I'll play that. And then I want to talk a little bit about Aesop's Fable, one fable in particular, and a couple blasts from the past videos that you guys will enjoy. So let's listen to Anchor Bears first, and we'll put everybody in a very good mood. Anchor Bear crushes.
Plant me a seed and a tree will grow.
Awesome. Just absolutely awesome. Great work, Anchor Bear. And it's all about building out. It's all about building out. And a lot of people are seeing that now, and it's really cool to see. And misery is divine blessings is so true. It's like, it's pretty obvious that copyright stuff is going to be used to crack down on channels in the future and used to squeeze money out of people and all that. Like, you can't use certain music on platforms, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, all right, we'll make our own. It's like, what? You can't do that. It's like, and now you have your own music. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's the same thing with this toothache. It's like, yeah, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I don't want to just be in pain. Because over time, I've had chronic pain before, and, it does change your mood a little. You become a little more agitated. But the good thing, like I just witnessed like a miraculous pain relief from honey, which kind of shows that the entire opioid industry is completely insane. And it was like whimpering pain, like pain where I was like, and I could see someone reaching for a pill. And I promise you the pill would not take away the pain like honey did. It was just like lathering honey on my tooth. And in like 30 seconds, the pain was completely gone. And so if you just do that every few hours, you allow your body to heal the infection. It's wild, dude. It's so interesting to see. And it comes when you make the choice, I won't take opioids. I won't take painkillers. Like, I've made that choice. No painkillers for me. No mortgages for me. No pornos for me. And it's brutal sometimes, but when you have, not the porno thing, but like when you have the, when you have that line in the sand and you go, okay, well, what are we going to do about this now that I'm not going to take any painkillers? You find the answers. Like, the answers are always there. And, the kingdom of God is within. Like, you look inward, you ask your friends, you ask your community. All your good deeds that you've done for other people come back, because now you have tons of people that want to help you and tell you what they know. So that's just a little thought I had. And I'm also going to read that Irish guy's letter today. He emailed it to me. Again, I apologize. It was a little Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Big Bear there when I was looking at the chat and I started just getting real annoyed, and I took it out on someone's letter. But when I used to drink, it used to be worse, even though it's really funny. Here is a blast from the past from episode 4 something. This is when I famously banned Eric Dubé from my chat.
You are banned, dude. And that's one warning. One fucking warning. One more, and you're out, Dubé. You're out. And I'll have you on my stream. You can tell me all about the flat earth. But do not fucking talk about that shit on here while we're talking about Michael Jackson's clone. Have some fucking respect.
Yeah, I get it. It's very funny, but I was very hostile. It's hilarious. What a good run we've had and are continuing to have. And I know people are going to be like, oh, those were the days. Go back to the fire and being drunk. If I did that again, you'd miss these days. These days are more helpful and more organic to the times. Trust me on that. I know the times. Here's when we created members-only chat for the first time. Again, I had been drinking, but I'm not going to lie. It's pretty funny. Here we go.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Regular crowd shovels in. My chat is members only from now on, because some people act like cunts. Hi, everybody.
It's just so direct and so true. So again, I've been working on it. I'm much better sober when it comes to being annoyed by chats, but just know that it's nothing new. And we're seeing something in 2021. We're seeing a lot of people be exposed to the quote unquote truth of our deceptive world, our deceptive governance bodies, our deceptive corporate bodies, our deceptive social systems really quickly, and they're not really handling it very well. You're seeing that a lot. They're being exposed to, they're either just shutting down and doing anything they're told and, complying to a degree that's like, you're looking at MK Ultra slaves, or they're getting really angry and scared and running around, right? Here's a picture from 2019 of me in a turban with a knife in my mouth in a storage unit on my property. Okay, I had years to get through that. And I'm really, really glad that it didn't all hit me right now. That's why I've been pretty strong lately on exposing the Jew spell, that it's not the Jews. I had a really funny, because for a while, I'm watching tons of people go through this really too quickly, where they're like, Federal Reserve, media, banking, oh my God, it's been hiding and put, and then they look into the rollerblading incident and they're like, it's them. And that is a really bad spot to be in when, especially right now, when they're harnessing consent and sin and everything. And they isn't Jews. I'm telling, I promise you it isn't. And if you think I'm so down, he's a shill, he's not crushing the Jew. It's true. A lot of them call themselves Jews for liability shields, but it's not about figuring out the bad man and doing anything. You got to trust me on this. I had years to go through this. So, and the more you understand that, the better you'll be. Oh, my tooth is starting to hurt again. I can't wait to lather it in honey. It's going to be amazing. So I got distracted by my pen. What was I just talking about? Oh, yeah. So that's a big spell I'm seeing right now, because what people are going to be facing is financial and political. And, you know, there was an operation in the 1920s in Russia called Operation Trust. You know, might as well be called Trust the Plan. But they did something somewhat similar. I'm not alleging that is a communist plan or plot, but I'm just saying a lot of things are gonna start unfolding here, and don't get mad at it. Like, you have look at that Anchor Bear song. Like, that's what it's all about. Being mad at it makes you part of it. And so I'm about to show you something where it appears we're making fun of Jews, but we're not at all. There's no religion or ethnicity in this sketch I'm about to show you. It's about the marketing of genocides. And it's a conversation between Pol Pot and a marketing lunatic. And guys, it's true. And then I'm going to read you an Aesop fable as to why I am the way I am and why I am fearless and why I don't. You know, I always try to be a better person, and I always try to adapt and overcome and strengthen. But if tyranny wants something, they'll do it. And reasoning with them it doesn't work. And that is not about violence. Violence is what they want. You could see that now with the Capitol stuff, that, and I always said, don't engage in that. Remember? Do you now see why? And I'm not doing it, I told you so. It's just now learn and now move forward. That they never liked rioting. They never excused rioting. They were setting you up for a trap. The reason they excused the quote unquote urban left is because they already control them. Like, they are good model citizens that are completely controlled, and because so many Americans are not understanding this. It's like, I pay way more taxes than them. It doesn't matter. It's about being a docile servant to them, and they don't have any power. You have to do it to yourself. And so when you act like an animal, they're like, yes, we can treat them like animals now. And yeah, it appears unfair. You're like, well, they get to riot. It's like, well, do you think it's good? The reason you have more power and a better life and you're not living in this squalor in these cities is because you put behavior. You're either for or against a behavior, not a team. If you really stood for law and order, then you would have been against the Capitol riot. And even though it was like 8 dudes, you know, probably 6 of them were plants. They tricked 2 autistic guys. You know how they do it. But once you know it, like, if you really know it, stop acting like they're not going to do that again. It's the natural system. And so don't engage in that stuff, because they make a hypocrite out of you and then they torture you for it. It's like, so when you said you're for law and order and that we have to stop the riots in the cities and all that, and these people are animals, put them in jail, you realize that Donald Trump's executive order for a 10-year minimum for, like, breaking government statutes that all the right wing cheered for is now being used against the people at the Capitol building. Some of those people are facing like life sentences because you cheered on that legislation, and now it's being used against you. And when you see, and I'm like, I understand the frustration, but the frustration, the real root of it is that you're not building anything, or you don't have another alternative for yourself. Like, if you get fired from your job for attending something that was intended to intimidate the government, what did you think was going to happen? Do you think the government actually has power or no? Do you think corporations actually have power or no? Do you think the media is actually against you or no? Don't stop live action role playing. Like, you know the media hates you. You know that the government is very powerful in certain ways if you give them your power. So if you go to try and intimidate the government with your numbers, don't you think there's going to be a reaction? And so if you're going to do that, don't have something they can take from you so easily and then complain about it. It's just, and I'm not trying to, I know that it sucks and a lot of good people are in a tight spot right now. But moving forward, and I care about those people, obviously, but it's like moving forward, you got to be smart. If you're a police officer that on your off-duty time went to be a part of something like that, what do you think is going to happen? Like, they're trying to fire cops. The whole BLM thing was to get rid of police officers because they can't pay their pensions. You don't think they're frothing at the mouth for that? You know the media is deceptive. You know that what happened at the Capitol was like 1/1000th of what's happened in each city in America for all summer long. It's not fair, but it is fair. I don't know, it's weird. All right, let's watch Mountain Bear's new home run. This might be my favorite thing he's ever done.
What about my Holocaust? I kill millions of Atlanta. I put bullet in back of people's head. Dude, you call that branding? No. I kill millions of people. Pol Pot, you suck at genocide. No, I kill way more people. It's not about how many you kill. It's about how you sell it. Listen.
Yeah, I'm going to start it again. I got to run down and put more honey on my tooth. Hang on.
What about my Holocaust? I kill millions of Atlanta. I put bullet in back of people's head. Dude, you call that branding? No. I kill millions of people. Pol Pot, you suck at genocide. No, I kill way more people. It's not about how many you kill. It's about how you sell it. Listen, buddy, no one cares about the sick shit you did in the jungle. You know? No, I kill millions of people. That doesn't sell it, baby. Come on. That doesn't sell it. That's not even that scary. Everyone's, line up and shoot everybody. Oh, big fucking deal. Well, no, where's the pile of shoes? I did put bullet in back of head and put in ditch. You're not getting it, Pol Pot. You're not getting it. You want to make an industry around your genocide to last for centuries? You need piles of shoes. You need soap. How fucked up is it to make soap out of people? Did people really do that? No, they didn't do that. That makes no sense. Why would you clean yourself with people you find disgusting? I know. Why would they do that? Well, they're fighting a two-front war. They didn't. That really make no logical sense. But it doesn't matter. It's about emotion. It's about selling it. Now you bring in a movie where it's black and white except for a little girl in a red dress. Oh, you're remembering that shit now. And then they put you into a gas chamber with wooden doors where you claw at it. And for some reason, the claw marks are in cement. Come on, this is how we brand it. Well, I kill more people with my gun. Baby, you gotta sell the fear. You gotta sell the horror. You gotta sell it subtly with a pile of shoes. I don't like you people. You people are very sick. What if people see through it and start talking about it? You make it illegal. You put them in jail for hate. So logically, if someone does the math and realizes it's not possible, that's called hate. That don't make no sense. Pol Pot, you're not getting it. Genocide isn't about killing people. It's about brand awareness. Brand awareness. Do you have Killing Fields Incorporated? Fuck no, we just use the field to kill people. You're not getting it. You have to use corporate documents, liability shields, and then make that money, baby. Come on, Pol Pot. No way anyone that stupid. You feed them pornography and KFC, they're that stupid. You people are very weird.
What a great sketch. It's like, you people. You could tell it was like voiced by a white guy or just someone who isn't actually Chinese or Thai. I kill million of slantai. Like, what am I thinking? He wouldn't say that. All right, anyway. What a great job by Mountain Bear, and the reason that that's such a good comedy sketch because it's not hateful. And I'm going to read you guys it's true, it's absurd, and I'm not going to give up my ability to think because of intimidation. You know, like so much of that doesn't make any sense. And when they say, oh, when I watched that, they said being against pornography is anti-Semitism, I realized exactly what it is. My morality from childhood fables kicked in, and I'm going to read you one right now from Aesop. This is 2,600 years old. A stray lamb stood drinking early one morning in the bank of a woodland stream. That very same morning, a hungry wolf came by farther up the stream, hunting for something to eat. He soon got his eyes on the lamb. As a rule, Mr. Wolf snapped up such delicious morsels without making any bones about it, but this lamb looked so very helpless and innocent that the wolf felt he ought to have some kind of excuse for taking its life. How dare you paddle around my stream and stir up all the mud, he shouted fiercely. You deserve to be punished severely for your rashness. But, Your Highness, replied the trembling lamb, do not be angry. I cannot possibly muddy the water or drink up there. Remember, you are upstream and I am downstream. You do muddy it, retorted the wolf savagely, and besides, I've heard that you told lies about me last year. How could I have done so, pleaded the lamb. I was not born until this year. If it wasn't you, it was your brother. I have no brothers. Well then, snarled the wolf, it was someone in your family anyway. But no matter who it was, I do not intend to be talked out of my breakfast. And without more words, the wolf seized the poor lamb and carried her off to the forest. The moral of the story is, the tyrant can always find an excuse for his tyranny. The unjust will not listen to the reasoning of the innocent. That's 2,600 years old. That was written by an Ethiopian slave who was freed and then worked for a king and then got thrown off a cliff. But anyway, okay, so when you're dealing with tyranny, this is why when people are like, but they get to, and I, the middle class America is marked for destruction. I've known it for a while. You know, the American way of life of ball games and blowjobs is not economically feasible these days for the managers of the global economic structure. So they will, you know, it's like, but they get to earn art. No, you're not getting it, Pol Pot. The wolf wants to eat the lamb, and because the lamb is so innocent and he doesn't want to appear to be so nakedly tyrannical, he's going to find a reason. And it's the same with everything in life. Like that Pol Pot sketch, I put it on Instagram. People are like, oh, I'm going to watch it before it gets deleted. Oh, no, why would you do it? And I'm like, they're going to anyway, man. The wolf is going to eat that lamb. Now, you can get a bunch of lambs together and go start your own area and build a fence to keep the wolves out, metaphorically, financially, culturally. It's what we're doing at Beartaria Times. Because I understand the nature of the wolf and I understand the nature of the global financial collapse. The weapons they have isn't what Alex Jones is telling you. Alex Jones is literally retarded. And a lot of these people are just scaring everyone. Like, they're not getting it. They're not arming people properly. Like, battling in the streets is a no-win situation. Neither is getting upset or angry or scared or anything like that. Worried about jackboots kicking in your door, all that. No, that's not how it works. It's financial. The biggest weapon right now for my area is not police or feds or, the Chinese military, any of these nonsense things that people talk about. It's zoning, right? It's zoning laws. Like right now I can see a move against this beautiful valley that I live in Idaho where they want to zone it for more quote unquote development. That's the wolf. The wolf isn't a guy holding a gun saying, renounce your Christianity. All these like Q people that really think the left is going to take away their Christianity. Donald Trump has passed more executive orders for quote unquote anti-Semitism that has made reading the gospel in public in certain areas illegal. Trump did that. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not engaged in their little nonsense game. You can't make Christianity illegal. That's impossible. The laws of man never supersede the laws of God. They can make it hard to publicly say the gospel, like literally illegal. Trump just did that, like last week. Meanwhile, people are like, save us, Mr. President. I'm like, he just passed a law that can easily be interpreted as making Christianity illegal. It's not. Like, guys, the wolf is going for that lamb. And it's like the thing about predators that I've learned is they're opportunists and they're oddly cowardly. you know, they oddly back down if you don't show fear, or if you don't comply, or if you're not an easy target. It's odd. It's like, but it's completely natural. It's all over the natural world. Like, let me show you some of their weapons and tools. Okay, here's Robin Williams. So this says Robin knew before any of us. That is complete nonsense. I'm going to clear up what stand-up comedy is, what it was, and what it shall be. And the comedian doesn't know something the crowd doesn't know. The reason they're laughing is because everyone knew it. Everyone's always known Joe Biden is a bumbling fool. That's a fact. People will offload their responsibility by saying, look, Robin Williams knew something that none of us knew. Why is the crowd laughing if no one knew it? Everyone knew it. It's been the same battle the whole time. And the demoralization of the right is because they wanted someone that terrible.
Still have comedy, though. We still have great comedy out there. There's always rambling Joe Biden. What the fuck? Joe says shit that even people with Tourette's go, no. No. What?
Okay, see the crowd reaction? So when someone says Robin knew before any of us, that's a way to offload your responsibility. Everyone's always known Joe Biden is a rambling fool. That was known. So when Robin Williams says this to a mostly liberal crowd, literally, this is a mostly liberal New York City crowd, and they all like buckle over with laughter, your brain has to start kicking in and saying, so they knew, everyone knew. If the crowd didn't know, they wouldn't laugh. Okay, so what happened then? How is Joe Biden the president? Because it's not about you. It's not about who the people like. Donald Trump is one of the most beloved presidents we've had since probably Kennedy. You know, people love Trump. Like, Trump had more authentic grassroots support than any president since Kennedy. Even Obama, you know, a lot of his supporters trailed off quickly when he revealed himself, like the left always does, to not ever do what they say. Same with the right. It's two wings of this. There's one agenda, and they use different characters to fulfill it. And so why doesn't it matter? Why is Biden the president when no one likes him? Because it doesn't matter. They have an agenda, and they have leverage. And the leverage is financial and cultural and moral. It's not about guns. Jack Dorsey has never shot a gun. Mark Zuckerberg, I promise you, has never shot a gun. He's probably not even, like, these people aren't, that isn't the war. That isn't the weaponry. The war is, do you know 10 people within 10 miles of you that you can build something with, that they can pick you up from somewhere, they can help you if your house gets blown down? That's the war. Do you have an ability of getting food if the electric goes out? That's the war. The war is not this nonsense that people are engaging in. And you'll end up in a little cage if you think that's what it is. You know, you have to have a moral high ground, you know, and they're signing these anti-Semitism laws. Why am I still doing Pol Pot sketches and all that? Because that's not against Jews. And if you want to pretend that pointing out deception and crime is somehow against Jews, I won't sign off on that, because I don't hate Jews. Like, that's too many Jews would be pulled into that vortex. Yesterday, I've had a friend, like friend of a friend, like an associate, for a long time. I haven't seen him in years and years, but I used to hang with him a lot. And he's a friend of my friend, and he got real upset at me because of some of my rants about Jews from a couple years ago, which were valid. It wasn't valid. The word Jews isn't valid, but the crimes, you know, the opioids, all that, the wars, they were being done by people who called themselves Jews that claimed to be speaking on behalf of all Jews. That's the problem. The ADL, the SPLC, these things are problematic for Jews. I see the alligator coming. It's so obvious what's happening. They use Jews as human shields to commit crimes. And so dupes like me, they want that. They want people to point that out. They pretend not to. Oh, you can't say that, you know, because they want, like, dudes like my friend. So anyway, long story short, I told my friend to tell this guy that I was sorry, and it's not all the Jews. And he accepted the apology and said it's okay. And I said, but then what? But you guys got to stop acting guilty all the time. because it does elicit a response. Like the way Jews act, there's a lot of like weird hardwired guilt and anxiety in a lot of Jews. That is why people think you're up to something. It's that stupid. It's that simple. It's almost like the predator-prey response I was just talking about. It's like, why do you always act jumpy and guilty and paranoid? Like, if you didn't do anything, why do you act like that? I don't know why. I think it's probably a combination between circumcision and having to speak a language they don't understand at 12 in front of everyone they know. I think it's that dumb. It's like, it's so dumb. It's not the Jews. It literally isn't. And as you see this rising, because I can see this happening, I can see another layer of wealth being funneled up the pyramid, and then they need more human shields and human meat puppets to be blamed. And I think one of the reasons they're even signing these laws is to get people mad at Jews. So they blame Jews and not the financial crimes. But blame doesn't help you even when you find the people doing it. It's like, what does it matter? Your engagement in these systems is the only reason it's causing you pain. Right now, I'm in excruciating pain from my tooth, by the way. So I'm just letting you guys know, like right now, it feels like a knife is being stabbed into my tooth. It's like so intense. So we'll see how this goes. I just slathered it with honey and it's worked a little, but I'm getting a honey tolerance. I'm already I'm going to become like one of those bears from the cartoons that's just always trying to get that honey. Feed the bear honey. The bear's in a lot of pain. All right. So anyway, and why am I talking about this so much? Because it's so applicable to right now. It's pretty obvious what's happening. They don't have, they're collapsing a form of I'm just going to read this thing. My tooth hurts too much to talk right now. I'm going to read this letter from this awesome Irish guy, and then I'm going to slather. Oh, let me finish my thought here. Like, this isn't helpful. I mock this, and a few people are like, go after the one person who's defending free speech. Legalize comedy, right? It's not illegal, Elon. That's wizardry. Saying legalize comedy is going to make people say, yeah, we should legalize comedy, which plants the seed that it's already illegal, which it is not. My Pol Pot sketch is not illegal in America. I will do that. There's no law against that. There's no law against being funny, against asking questions. We have an American way of life. We have a culture. We have a set of laws. We have a great constitutional republic, and we're going to stay with it through hard times. There's right now are hard times. One of my friends, I told that story yesterday, 7 of her friends in Montreal have killed themselves this year. These are honeycombs of despair, and people aren't allowed to socialize. They're full of fear. They're being told that a virus, which we're taught in science growing up was dead, that doesn't multiply or have a will, it's literally a dead thing, that they're going to get you. It's going to get you. It's going to find you, and it's going to get inside your anus. Matt from Quantum of Conscious brought up a great point. Show me one expert that has said anything helpful this whole time. Like one expert that has said vitamin D, walk outside, don't be afraid, zinc, vitamin C, all that stuff. Nothing. It's wash your hands with poison, stay alone, put on a mask. It's a giant eugenics program. They want to drop the world population by a third. I don't even know who they is, and I don't care. I won't be one of those third, and I hope you won't either. Even if they get away with it, which I hope they don't. I love people. Africa is not overpopulated. Stop worrying about places you've never been. Stop trying to manage places you've never been. It's like, oh, Africa's overpopulated. Well, I think New York City is definitely overpopulated. Then LA is overpopulated. Then all of America is overpopulated. Like, don't think like that. You're thinking like them. You're thinking like a eugenicist, like a manager. Middle management between us and God. It's a bunch of grabblers. Bill Gates is a grabbler. Elon Musk is a grabbler. It's not an ethnicity or religion. They're hand rubbers. All right, let's read this. All right, so this is the section I didn't get to, and I apologize. Recently, I was walking my energetic dog on a rugged shoreline near my home. It's something I do quite regularly when I need quiet time for prayer and reflection. During my prayer session, my dog began to drag me all over the place. He brought me into a deep seaweed, over slippery rocks, and close to high splashing waves at the cliff edge. I noticed that I had become very frustrated and angry at him because he was interrupting me from my private chat to God. Suddenly, I had a flashback to one of your older streams where you did a breakdown of The Wizard of Oz. You told us how it was Dorothy's dog Toto who revealed the illusion of the wizard, and that dog spelled backwards is God. Yeah, and Toto is all. Total. Then I looked down at my dog as he appeared to be the one leading me on the walk. I wonder how often do we get angry at God for the path in life that he has been leading us on. And many times it can feel, this is a great, I'm so glad I'm reading this because my tooth right now is just like, I'm like, why? It's leading me somewhere good. I promise you that. It always does. And pain is a divine blessing. And many times I can feel frustrating and hazardous, but in reality, we need to trust the path that he has chosen for us. He brings us to places that we probably never would have chosen ourselves, but he knows that these are the roads we need to follow the most. These are a road of trials when we learn, grow, and draw deep inner strength from. You yourself have shown all of us truth in this analogy. You have been cast out and ostracized for your unflinching belief in a higher moral code. You held your ground, you faced your trials, and overcame everything that has been thrown at you, and now you are crushing. Hard times create strong men. Yeah, and it never ends. Right now I'm facing, hey. No, that's all right. I'll be down in a minute. We'll talk about it. All right. You held your ground, you faced your trials and overcame. All right. I want to thank you, Owen, so much for being such a legend. Thank you for helping me find my true north and for helping me find a better path on my own life map. Can I please be verified as Bravey Bear? Welcome. Yeah, and I'm so glad I read this letter. I live in a town called Bray, and I have a huge appetite for unrefined piping hot gravy, hence the name Bravey. Long live Beartaria from Bravey Bear and the growing settlement of Irish Bears. I love it, brother. Thank you so much. I'm going to go. My tooth is hurting a lot, and I think Amy's going to try and get me to a dentist. I'm not going to let him put anything in my mouth. But it might be something stupid. It might just be something like stuck in my gum. Man, it's painful. All right, guys. Thanks again for everybody that has contributed. Anchor Bear, Mountain Bear, you guys are just such absolute legends. And Bravey Bear, I'm so glad I read that. It helps me today. You helped me today. Sorry for being kind of a dickhead the other day. All right, be fruitful, multiply, don't be fruity and blow, guy. If you want to support the stream, my income comes from you guys. P.O. Box 490, Sandpoint, Idaho 83864. Unauthorized.tv. I'll see you guys.